We are live. Hey guys, welcome back to We Watch the Movie. I'm Mike.
I'm Jay.
He is the man named Jay who comes from asunder. I don't know what that means. What does asunder
I'm far
mean?
over the hills, and I find you when you're sleeping, and I take your teeth.
I come from under your covers asunder. Yeah.
I don't know. Asunder. I think asunder is like to destroy. It's like tore it asunder.
He comes from to destroy.
It's always like, what does that mean? I was like, I have to use it in a sentence, Alex.
Put this thing up here. Guys, we have a fun show tonight. Thank you for everybody who's in the waiting room, was already ready to go. Got a short but sweet one tonight. It's going to be good. In the first hour, we're going to be doing a live trailer reaction to The Final Purge. Is it The Final Purge? Is that the name of it?
Forever Purge.
The Forever Purge.
That sounds like a goddamn cologne that they're trying to sell at Sears. Have the Forever Purge.
Capture your inner animal. Forever Purge. We got a live trailer reaction for The Forever Purge. We are going to review Alexander Take On Me. We're going to review Alexander Aha's new film Oxygen, which is on Netflix today, a new horror sci-fi film in the vein of Buried. That's in the first hour alone. In the second hour, we're going to have Dustin McNeil, co-writer of Slash of the Titans, the movie about Freddy vs. Jason's unmade scripts, all the scripts that could have been made, Taking Shape, the book about the making of all the Halloween movies, and then Taking Shape 2, the book about all the Halloween movies that were never made. Co-writer Dustin McNeil is going to join the show at 9 p.m. Eastern, and we're going to talk to him for about 45 minutes. So it's going to be a fun night in my tchotchkes.
That guy's been really busy.
He does work, son. Can't be undone.
I'd given up after like the first three, and then I'm like, that's good enough for the internet. I'm not gonna go digging around anymore for these bullshit unused scripts. No one wants to know about them.
I can do no more. What's up, April, Michael, Vanessa, Jonathan, Troy, Holly, Johnny, Logan's Kurzek, Shin, Clinton, Vanessa, I already said you. Tato over, yes. And Tom Ungarian and Nathan. Thank you, guys.
You said Tato over easy plays.
Tato over easy plays.
By the way, Robbie Cozell is saying where is out of gas. The only place I've heard that's actually suffering a gas shortage, everybody's freaking out and like their buttholes are on fire for this goddamn gas. They're putting it in like goddamn Walmart bags and loading their trunks up like fucking smart people. North Carolina is the only one as far as I understand, is the only one that's actually suffering from shortages. But this is also goes out to any Kentuckians that may be listening. We don't get our fucking oil from that pipeline, you dumbasses. It's not that we don't get it from them. By the way, apparently legit, they think it was a Russian hack. And by a group name, they're called Dark Side Hackers. I know it's fucking edgelord, but they're apparently a real hacking group, and they're like legit. They stole 100. It was 100,000 or some shit, a ton of gigabytes from the top of this company, and is like ransoming it off.
Damn, I didn't know
but that's why they shut it down, because of that reason. It should be back up pretty soon though, but everybody freaking out like it's the new toilet paper. God damn.
Yeah, dude, we've been there over the past year, dude. A year ago, the world was on fire. No one had toilet paper. COVID was running rampant through the streets. Things are better. I can handle a little bit of a gas shortage. I think we'll be okay. I think we're still in good times. Sensations Part 1. Jared Therault. First super chat of the night. Thank you all for your super chats. I really do appreciate him. Thank you, Jared. He says, me and my brother think H6 holds a special place in our hearts because it takes aspects of Rob Zombie's Halloween and the first Halloween and combines them in a good way, even though it wasn't a blockbuster. That's a really good fucking point, dude.
I can see that. Yeah, it has a special place in our hearts and farts too.
Oh, yeah. I think that's why me and Jay love it so much, is because it's got the brutality of a Rob Zombie film, which we did like Michael's brutality in that film, just not the rapey scenes. And then it takes the, it still has the natural cool stuff from the original Halloween. That's a cool comment. I like that.
I think the director of Halloween 6 and just that overall script and the way they shot that's pretty much like Jim Carrey and Batman Forever talking to Two-Face, in regards to Rob Zombie. Goes, your entrance was good, his was better. Like that's pretty much H6 compared to Rob Zombie's Halloween. But I get what you're saying.
For sure. Anthony Stamps, thank you, sir, says, was just playing Resident Evil Village, and the dollhouse section was seriously my worst nightmare come to life. You watched it. You haven't played it, right?
Yeah, I've seen that shit. Yeah, that was nasty as fuck. I don't like that at all. It was like some Annabelle, like, ventriloquist doll thing. Oh, my God. And then she's, like, controlling it. What was that movie called? The one where the old lady's got, like, a porcelain mask on, and she's got, like, maybe Don't Say a Word. I don't know. It was one of those fucked up movies where it was a puppet Muppet thing. I don't know. And she controls it. It's a ventriloquist doll. I don't know. Maybe I'm thinking of a Goosebumps thing, but it was scary. She's all in black and she's standing in the hallway and she's like, I can't let you leave. I'm like, fuck that. You can't hold me here. I paid my rent.
Can't nobody hold me down. Oh no, I got to keep on moving. Gypsy Warrior says, need a good cheer up after Billy Joe lost. Billy Joe? Billy Joe lost? What did Billy Joe lose? I hope you're not talking about Green Day's Billy Joe Armstrong. Billy Joe.
I don't. That's only Billy. I thought she said Billy Joel and she just left off the L.
I don't know what happened there, but
Billy Joel is on the Downeaster Alexa. Sometimes he goes to the extreme.
We're here to cheer you up, sir. Jared Thralt says, love it when you guys quote Night at the Roxbury. Nozzles you, my friend. All right.
But there's no HBO. God. My favorite part of that movie, one of my favorite parts is when he goes, I broke the window again. He's like, don't worry, I'll just tell Dad that you did it. He goes, but I didn't do it. He's like, I know. I know.
Yeah, Joni loves Chachi, but does Chachi give a flying fuck about Joni? That was one of my favorite movies to watch with you and Cody growing up, man.
We watched it over and over.
Oh, yeah, that was one of my always picks.
Did you grab my ass? No, should I? Do you want to?
I just want to let you know you're barking up the wrong tree, that's all.
I like when that dude called, he's like, he just crawled from Iceland. He says there's no way he could have grabbed your ass. He's like, what's he up to now?
That's a great fucking movie.
I think you know what he reminds me of, that dude that says, oh, you want to grab my ass? He kind of reminds me of that. I think that's how Mustafa Akkad probably really was. He's like, well, you grab my ass? You grab my ass with this script?
Gypsy War says Billy Joe Saunders, who lost to Canelo. Oh, okay. Hey, I watched the highlights of that fight. We were streaming, couldn't watch the fight. I watched the highlights. Saunders is a fucking ballsy son of a bitch, dude. He was in there like Canelo would fucking hit him, and Saunders would be like, yeah, come on, bring it. And he'd like hit me. And then finally Canelo hit him with an uppercut, and he was like, yeah, you got me, dude. It was fucking bad. Like, he had to quit in the corner. I felt bad for him.
I didn't really want to watch it. It's not that, I mean, nothing against him, but I just feel like he wasn't really in Canelo's like realm. I think, I mean, it's not Canelo's fault. Again, he's just cleaned out everybody that he could possibly fight at this point in his division. I'm more looking forward to the Tyson Fury Anthony Joshua fight. That's going to be a good fucking fight.
Tyson Fury is going to tear his ass up, I feel like.
I just like Anthony Joshua's name. It just sounds like a really cool ass sticker that never got released.
I'll never forget watching him.
Hey, I got the Anthony Joshua 16s. You should check them out. Like, oh.
I'll never forget watching him get knocked out by Ruiz, dude. While we were sitting there watching it, Ruiz put him down. And we were like, oh my God, I cannot believe that's the biggest upset since Buster Douglas, Mike Tyson.
Yeah.
But he walked in there. He wasn't prepared. Peter Meekin, thanks, buddy. Says, hey, guys, I asked for your advice a couple weeks ago about being offered a new job just to thank you guys, and I got the job. New adventures, love yous. Yeah, I remember that. He didn't want to leave the buddies that he worked with, but it was a good opportunity, and it sounds like you decided to take the new job and keep the old friends as well. Get the best of both worlds, my friend. We're happy for you.
Bo show.
That's awesome. Tom Buckingham, Butt Fuckingham the third says, you guys like Mortal Kombat 2021?
Yep, it wasn't bad. I don't think it was. I mean, we did a review for it. I don't think it was anything sensational, spectacular, amazing shoes, but it was good. I mean, I like the Sub-Zero and Scorpion backstory that they evolved on, but I think some of the other characters were kind of weak.
Yeah, same. I thought it was a little underwhelming for as badass as it seemed like it was going to be. They said it was going to have some of the greatest fight scenes in history. To me, it felt surprisingly a lot like the 95 one, which was okay. I thought it was fine. But hopefully the next one, they'll get Johnny Cage in there and they'll make it a little bit more.
I just thought Liu Kang was a complete pussy. I don't understand why they made him like that. Good God. That motherfucker looked like he eat Cheerios for breakfast and he could never been in a fight like ever. No, the other one, Robin Shue, was like, to me, Robin Shue will forever be Liu Kang. Like, that guy embodied Liu Kang.
Yeah. No, I agree with you, man. Chicks Rule 25 says, are you guys going to see the new Saw this weekend? The answer, my friend, is yes. The answer is we're going to be watching it sooner than you think. And that brings me to the announcement that we were going to make tonight, is that Friday night, this Friday, we are going to have a new time for the stream. Probably just for this Friday. It's just a one-time thing, most likely. We're going to be streaming 2 p.m. Eastern on Friday. We want to give the people who aren't in the time zone that can't join the Friday night streams a chance to watch it. Plus, we have some stuff scheduled. A lot of stuff happening with school and stuff like that. We're going to go live 2 p.m. Eastern Friday for Friday's stream. And we're going to be reviewing both Spiral, an early review for Spiral, And we are going to be reviewing Zack Snyder's Army of the Dead as well as the day's movie news. So 2 p.m. Friday Eastern time. That will be Friday's stream, just so you guys know. And if you can't be there, I'm sorry. The replay will be up for sure, and we will keep it spoiler free for all of you guys.
By the way, somebody did ask. I think it was JT Customs, or maybe it said something about, did I see the Gal Gadot fuck up? Yeah. But the thing is about Gal Gadot and any celebrity, really, they just like keep their fucking mouth closed when it comes to anything political, like, period. Like, I mean, I understand she's from Israel and she was, but literally, you just always, if you go on Twitter and you make your beliefs known in that way, and you're an actress or an actor, you're gonna wind up putting your thumb up your own ass and looking stupid. So I mean, just don't say anything. Like, I mean, I don't know. It's just, yeah, I saw the statement.
In her case, though, it's a little bit different because she actually was in the armed forces there.
Well, I think that she was trying to. I think that I know a lot of people are attacking her for nativity. The thing about the Palestinians and the Israelis, like, it's not like it's a very, very complicated situation in there. It's not like they can just peacefully live like equal. I mean, it's just not like that. I mean, I don't know. I'm not an expert on it, but I know that I wouldn't be going on any kind of platform and fucking speaking on shit I didn't know about. So I don't know, man. I just think that they're like, it's like Gwyneth Paltrow. The fucking dumb shit talks about, I had to eat bread during the quarantine and my whole world crashed down. Are you fucking kidding me? What, people are dying. There's all sorts of shortages. People lose their jobs. You're complaining because you had to eat a couple of carbs, you fucking chicken head. I cannot believe that you've got a platform to talk.
Hey, she has a vagina candle, though. You watch your mouth.
That's true. She does have that.
Yeah, you don't have.
You know what? It smells like skank of the sea.
Gypsy Warrior says, "You see the crap Jake Paul pulled on Mayweather." Honestly, here's my take on that. I think it's all fake. It's completely fake. It's an exhibition match. They're not actually going to fight. I feel like they know exactly what's going to happen. So would it be funny in real life if they actually had a legit fight going on that he took his hat and ran from him and pissed off Mayweather that bad? Yes. But it is all show. It's fucking wrestling, bro. It's wrestling at this point. That shit's not real at all. Yeah. At all. So I wish I could get excited for it, but I can't.
Well, yeah, I don't give a I'm not going to watch that. I'm not even going to pay money to watch that shit.
Call me if one of them knocks the other one out. Yeah. And I will fucking come on here and say I was wrong. But no one's knocking anyone out. Mayweather's going to run the entire time, and that's it. Not that he couldn't knock him out if he wanted to. It's just that they have an agreement already. I mean,
yeah, it's probably going to be like, all right, we're going to stretch the match on for some drama for like 6 rounds and get some money out of it, get some cheers and woos and ahs and all that shit, and then they're going to end it, and then he'll win by unanimous decision, and they'll hug in the middle of the ring like it's Rocky fucking 4. Yeah, and then that'll be the end of it.
Mm-hmm. Cody Buchanan says, you guys have to pick one alternative scenario. Halloween 2, 1981, where Nick Castle plays the Shape, and Zero brother-sister story, or a totally new Halloween 5 story from Halloween 4 director and writer. Halloween 2, 1981, Nick Castle plays the Shape, no brother-sister story. I'm going to go with Halloween 5 with the Halloween 4 director and writer. I think that movie would have been way better.
Yeah, I'm fine with going with 5 because I really would like to have seen where that vision would have gone if they had kept the writer and the director in that.
Yeah, if you would have changed something, change the shittiest one.
Well,
and
I mean, if
Halloween 5 is definitely the shittiest one.
If they kept the director, for instance, and then Alan McElroy had come back and wrote H5 as well and continued that story where he had talked about he wanted to expand on the Preacher and have that whole thing go down. I mean, who knows what kind of movie we would have got. Way better than what we wound up with.
As much as I love Alan, though, the only thing that would scare me about that is he wanted Jamie to take on the mantle of Michael, which is one thing we do not agree with. No.
Well, that's where you tell Alan, you'd be like, we don't do that here. I'm not doing that.
I feel like Mustafa would have done that too. He's like, we don't do that here. No doubt about it. But Alan's still fucking awesome, even if we disagree on that subject. Thank you, Cody. Really appreciate it, man. Good question. Korjai! He says, which do you think is better? MK 2021, Power Rangers 2017, Power Rangers 2017.
I mean, without even a question. That movie was given up. Like, I don't even understand, dude. That series was planned out for like 4 or 5 movies, and it was given up on so quickly. Dude, they teased Green Ranger at the end. It was going to be fucking dope. And then it just was like, nah, it didn't do what we wanted it to do, so goodbye. I was like, it was greatly, I mean, it was awesome. Like, the cast was good. The story was good. Like, the action scenes were great. And the nostalgia factor, when that Go-Go Power Rangers thing comes on, holy shit. It's like,
yeah, dude. Yeah, I totally agree. That's a great question, by the way, because they kind of run in the same circles in a weird way. Michael Stapp, thanks, buddy, says, how was your pizza, Mike? Oh, yeah, I don't know if you saw that. I made well, first off, I fucked up because we bought all these groceries and I didn't take anything out of the do you guys know that pain, by the way, when you realize midday you didn't take your fucking meat out of the freezer, so you have no goddamn dinner to make? I'm a stay-at-home dad at this point, so like dinner's like my responsibility, and I always fucking forget to do that.
I hate it when I don't take my meat out of the freezer. It's the worst ever.
It gets freezer burn on your wiener. But today I did that. First, I forgot to take out the meat. But I said, okay, we got a couple oven pizzas. We'll toss in there, no big deal. Katie's standing there talking to me. I'm bent over the oven, and I'm pulling out the pizza. And I just took like a frying pan stick thing. What do you call them?
Spatula.
You know, spatula, yeah. And I'm trying to pull it out with a spatula. And Katie's like, do you need help with that? I'm like, no, I got this. She's like, let me help you. I'm like, I got it, okay? And I pull the thing out, and dude, it just flipped right the fuck off, landed in the floor, and then the pizza. And then when I turned it back around, it looked like fucking, it looked like Two-Face. Like all the cheese and pepperoni slid right off of it and just slopped into the fucking floor.
Well, did you think that you were trying to do like a fire pizza, like Gordon Ramsay? Like one of those brick oven. I could just because they use those big ass fucking spatula things to pull the pizza in and out.
Yeah, that's what it was. But it was a little spatula. I just thought, hey, I can fucking do this. I don't have to put on the gloves and all that. By the way, speaking of the gloves, we do have an oven scene in an upcoming skit. Michael Myers versus Jigsaw coming out tomorrow.
No, that was fun.
Finished filming on it today. I think it's gonna be really good, dude. I think you guys are gonna enjoy it a lot. But that, let me see here. Anthony Stamps, thanks, buddy. He says, I'll be going to my mom's graduation party on Friday. Hey, congrats to your mom.
All right, good stuff.
So I probably won't make it to the Friday stream. Still love you guys. Love you too, buddy. And the replay will be up there for you. And Suzanne Davila says, can I get a shout out from Loomis? Love your fucking faces. For Suzanne,
what's the name?
Suzanne Davila.
How you doing, Suzanne Davila? Sounds like you're going to be the replacement for Cruella Davila. Cruella Davila? What the fuck's her name? I don't know. How you doing? Hope you don't kill Dalmatians, because that's some bullshit. Even though Emma Stone is a powerful lady and she's a good actress, I don't know what's it. Now you go have a good evening. Eat yourself some roast beef.
Roast beefies.
I don't know, just be the most random thing that he would say. He's like, go have some roast beef from Arby's.
Okay, so going into the first bit of stuff we were going to talk about today, there was a new movie coming out. It's on Netflix right now. You guys can watch it after the stream if you want to. We're going to review Alexander Take On Me's Oxygen.
Do you know, first off, the first thing I want to say about that was when you sent me the text message about it, I thought you meant it was a movie called Alexandra, and it was going to be on the Oxygen channel. I swear to God on my life, dude. So I went online and I was trying to look up Alexandra the way you spelled it, and I was like, there's no film. Because I thought it was like maybe it was the lost city of Alexandria, and like it was just spelled weird. And
why would we be reviewing the last?
I have
city
no
of
idea.
Alexandria?
We've reviewed weird shit, and I was like, it's gonna be on the Oxygen channel though. It's gonna be really weird and like super sappy. And then it was like, the whole thing kept popping up was Alexander with Colin Farrell and Angelina Jolie. I was like, this is from 2003. Like, I was like, someone's pulling the wool over your eyes. And then I was like, oh, he meant Oxygen.
That's fucking hilarious, dude. Well, it's I'm gonna pull up the name here, make sure I got it right. It stars Melanie Laurent as Elizabeth Hansen, and so it's basically buried. We got to be really careful not to give away spoilers. This is like the worst movie to do a pre-review of because there are so many goddamn spoilers. But all I can say about it is basically it's Alexander Aja who directed Crawl, who did the Hills Have Eyes remake. Great director. He's known for doing wild, gnarly shit in his films. A lot of people really want him to do a Nightmare on Elm Street movie, which I'd be totally down for.
I could see that.
But that's why this movie was interesting, is because it was by him, his last movie was Crawl, and we really enjoyed that. But it's Alexander Aja's version of Buried with Ryan Reynolds, basically. But it's like a high-tech version. This girl, she wakes up, she's in this silo, kind of, not silo, what would you call it? A cryogenic chamber, kind of.
Yeah, that's not giving anything away. That's literally in the description.
Yeah, if you imagine what the girl was in Prometheus, when she finds out she's pregnant and she goes and she gets in that tube and those things are like cutting her and doing that shit in Prometheus, she wakes up in one of those. There's nobody around. She doesn't know who she is. She doesn't remember anything. And all she has is Milo, which is the computer to talk to. And they're trying to like throw needles at her and sedate her and do all this wild shit. And she's trapped and you're claustrophobic and her oxygen's going down and she has to figure a way out of this situation. I mean, that's basically the plot. And we'll leave the rest of the plot alone because it's full of fucking spoilers. But what'd you think, dude? Sorry, I just threw like a fucking lot of information at once. What'd you think?
I don't know, man. After watching it, I was just kind of like, yeah. Like, I mean, it wasn't bad, and the ending was all right, but it was kind of like I really thought they were going to go for like a nihilistic type of ending. I really thought that was coming, and then it just kind of goes another way, and I'm like, it's not an eye roll, but it was like, yeah, you gave out candy at the end. I mean, you wanted things to be a certain way, and that's okay. It's all right. But it was just I thought they were going to go real fucked up. At one point, I thought it was going to be super fucked up, and it didn't really go that direction. But yeah, I'll just be honest. Like the thing about the claustrophobia, like they were trying to go for, while it's still enjoyable and cool, like the Milo is a computer that literally is awake with her while she's talking to it. It's like having fucking Siri. It's like you're never alone. It's not like you're really like, I feel like Buried is more scary in that way. It's like
he did have a cell phone though.
Yeah, but it was dying, and then but he doesn't have a onboard like OnStar that talks whenever like it's. But it does. There are moments of panic in it, specifically when certain things start happening, and there's a possibility of forever blankness of communications. Like I that part that was freaking me out, especially when you figure out and they reveal where everything and what's actually happening, or kind of what's happening. Your butthole tingles a little bit. You're like, God damn, I don't know what the fuck I'd do. I might hit eject.
Anybody with anxiety is gonna find.
I got a little bit of it. Because when I was watching it, dude, I was like, I was thinking too much into it at one point. I was like, I gotta stop, because I was like putting myself in it.
Yeah, it really wraps you up in your own anxieties at some point, because like obviously the Buried thing's there, but when they start to add in the oxygen and she starts to imagine herself not being able to breathe and like spazzing out and like stroking out basically on the thing, and they show that, it's really fucked up, because if you do have anxiety, like everybody knows that it comes with trouble breathing, and that's like your biggest fear, is not be able to get that breath in. So those anxiety, pay attention to that, because it'll get you a little bit. But I thought it was really smart, dude. I thought it was almost over, and I looked and there was 27 minutes left. So I would take some time out of that. I think there was a portion of the film you could have sucked out. But talk about a movie that has twist after twist after twist. There is probably 4 big reveals. Right when you think that you have it, they're like, "No, motherfucker, this isn't a pizza roll. This is a burrito." And then like they flip it on its head. But did a really good job with the tension. Really smart script. She was fucking awesome in it. She carried it just the same way Ryan Reynolds carried Buried, right? I mean, she was awesome.
I just feel like at some point though, you got to be like, there's too many twisty nipples. It's almost, well, I mean, too many big reveals. It's like you got to stop at the sequel. You killed it. Like I don't know. It was like sometimes it's like, all right, man, that's a big one. I get it. Okay. Oh, there's another one. All right. Oh, there's another one. I was like, when the fuck is it just like, okay, this is what's happening, and this is the situation. We got to figure it out.
I'm already pulled over. I can't pull over anymore. But it does raise the stakes multiple times throughout the film for sure. And she was great in it, and I thought it was well directed. And here's what's really interesting is that it's a foreign film. I think it's in French.
It's a French.
But I thought we were going to have to read subtitles, but no, says I, you don't have to read subtitles, because they did a really good job dubbing it.
Yeah, dude, I didn't even notice they were fucking dubbing it until like, I don't know, maybe 10 minutes in, when she says yes, and I saw her mouth go, oui. I'm like, oh.
And the computer she's talking to, Milo, the entire time, he's in a full-on English voice. Like they completely, well, you don't have to watch his mouth move because he's a goddamn computer. That's totally believable. So then you're only watching, and there was only a couple times where I even noticed it was dubbed, like you said. Yeah. So they did a great job with that.
What I mean about the only, I mean, I'm not a director, obviously, but I mean, the one thing I would have done, and maybe I wouldn't have ended it so, like, because I thought it was going to be a nihilistic ending, and I can't really say why that is, but without giving away the movie. But there's also one thing I was actually thinking when I was watching. I was like, if they leave it right at a certain part and keep it kind of vague and up in the air and just kind of end it that way without you not knowing what the ultimate resolution was, if something occurs that it was supposed to occur, when it says it's going to take 14,000 minutes to do this one thing, and you don't know if this thing is like, you have no idea. I thought that would have been pretty damn cool, because you'd be like, oh shit, that would have been like, just speculations out the asshole on that.
Yeah. Well, and while like the ending didn't shock me, it wasn't as for the rest of the movie, it was so topsy turvy. You almost expected when the end come it to be something like that. Personally, I didn't mind it, because I was like, like not to give away anything or anything like that, but I actually enjoyed the ending, because the rest of it was such a fucking ride. But They did take. There was a couple times where they took a little bit long to get there. And it's one of those movies. It's just like Buried with Ryan Reynolds. I would not want to watch it again because I know what happens, and I feel like finding out what happens is half of the entertainment. And also, I don't want to feel myself in that situation because I was I was watching like 2 a.m. last night, laying on the couch, and there was a couple times where I was like, okay, where we go? Wait, get it.
Sounds like you're beating your meat.
No, that's exactly what I was trying to go for. I was really excited about the stuff going on. And there's different layers to it. I think they're trying to say something about animal testing, about things like that. I think there is a beneath layer, which the best horror movies, you don't know exactly what they are. They don't ham fist you with it. You figure it out on your own. And I feel like that's kind of what they did here as far as the testing stuff goes. I did actually, though, guess. I will say, as clever as I thought the movie was, I guessed what ended up happening about halfway through. Not the entire thing, but one of the big things. I guessed. I was like,
yeah, I did too. Yeah, when I saw when I saw certain particular animals, and I'm like, yeah. And then there's one particular scene where they shoot it, and it kind of reflects and I can't say it, like, goddamn,
I know,
these non-spoiler ones are hard, but like a certain shot they did in the movie, I was like, that's what I think it is. Holy shit. But yeah, and then it was like, yeah, I didn't know that was coming. It's weird though. Some of those shots were pretty well, like that one where she looks like she's suffocating really quick. She's like, oh. I was like, that was kind of freaky. I was like, whoa. Yeah, because I didn't know what I was in for then, because that's early in the movie. You're like, okay, what the road you take me down now?
Well, it's funny because it's not even listed as a horror movie. It's listed as a sci-fi thriller. But with his imagery and his ability, Alexander Ah's ability to like be like, boom, bitch, here's something right. Like there was a couple times where you're sitting there and they're like, and you're like, God damn it, I wasn't fucking prepared. Yeah. His ability to do that makes it a horror film. I recommend it. I'd give it a 7 out of 10. I think it's not a rewatchable one, but it's an entertaining movie if you like those kind of horror thrillers.
Yeah, I'll go. I don't know. I had a good time with it, but I don't think I'll ever watch it again. But I've watched Buried a couple of times. I don't watch them a lot, but it's such a great movie. I'll probably give this one a 6. I mean, I liked it. I like the sci-fi element parts of it. I do like that shit. And when I found out that, the direction they were going for, I was like, I'm kind of down with this. But otherwise, I just feel like it had been told before. And then on top of that, I feel like the atmosphere of creating this claustrophobia thing kind of goes away when you literally have an OnStar computer, like I said earlier, to talk to you nonstop. Like, it's not like you're never, like, if your phone fucking dies in a coffin somewhere in the middle of the desert, you're dead. You die alone. In this one, you can at least talk to this motherfucker until you die.
But so it does give you like I'm sorry, I can't do that for you, Dave feel, because sometimes the computer won't do what she wants. And it gives her, it's almost like giving her a shovel if she was buried, but you got to figure out how to use the shovel and where to get to it. So that makes it a little bit interesting. But yeah, no, I see exactly.
Yeah, it's like trying to learn how to drive stick, which I still don't know how to do.
Exactly. But buried, like basically in a fucking, like almost technically for all intents and purposes, buried alive.
But one day
I went to learn to drive stick.
Dude, I still don't know how to drive stick. I went to apply for a job. And they were like, I don't know what it was. I think it was something really simple. And it was a pretty good paying job. I think it's like 14 an hour starting. It was something really simple. And they're like, are you scared of dogs? Because I would have to go through and there would be dogs. I don't know if it was meter reading. It was something along those lines. I had no experience. Right. And they were like, yeah, you got to, you have to work in all sorts of weather. I was like, do that. That's no problem. It's like, you can't be afraid of dogs. Like, no problems. I'm not. I like dogs. I carry dog biscuit. It's not a big deal. And they're like, you got to worry. You got to go through tall grass sometimes to get to your location. It's like, I like hiking. And then this isn't true at all, but then they're like, and you got to know how to drive stick because that's the only company car we have. And I'm like, fuck, the one thing. She was like really impressed with everything, and I was like, yes. She's like, I like your resume, I like your attitude. But can you drive stick? Because it's the only company car that we have. I'm like, I can't do it. And I was like, I don't know how to drive stick. She's like, well, we've got someone on site that maybe can teach you how to do it. I was like, lady, I'm not fucking, like, on my first day on the job, I just need to figure out how to read these meters. I'm not going to have like a dad figure be like, son, okay, you're going to put the first gear in and jerk my way.
Like an Omni-Man type,
Yeah, like dude, it was going to be, I think it was in Mount Sterling, which is a smaller town than I live in. I think that it's a smaller town. I'm not going to be jerking the whole fucking way through the main street, leaving skid marks.
That would be the worst first day ever.
Well, but they were so desperate for help. She was like, okay, well, that's a setback, but we'll work with you. We'll figure it out. I was like, you know what? I'm just not interested. Because I just immediately visualized that happening.
Yeah, smart move, actually. That would have been a horrible fucking first day. Patricia Gregory, thank you so much. She says, hi, guys. I love you. You make my day when I watch your videos. Thank you so much. Thank you, Patricia. What a nice super chat. Really appreciate the kind words there. And then So, now that oxygen's in the tank, you see what I did there, you fucks? Bakater says, "Hi, Mike and Jay. Which anthology series of movies are your favorite to revisit? Mine are the VHS franchise. I'm gonna throw anthology, so it's got to be just 4 movies, no more, no less. I mean, if you could fit it in there, I think Rocky 1 through 4 would be fucking great. But and then there's the Scream movies. I'm gonna go the first 4 Alien movies. I know that's technically kind of cheating, but what movie is only 4 movies? Final answer, Rocky.
I
know it's not, but still.
Fuck, I don't know. No, because I can't even, I was gonna say the Lord of the Rings, but they made fucking 3 other Hobbit movies, which was unneeded. So I can't even do that one. I will go back and revisit it, but I always skip over one. But I mean, that's not fair. But I'm still going to answer the question. It's RoboCop, because RoboCop had 4 movies, including the remake. Because the first 2 are fucking stellar. They're awesome. RoboCop 3, real trash. RoboCop 4, straight garbage fire. But at least in RoboCop 3, he still looks normal, even though it's a PG-13 movie. But so was RoboCop remake.
No, that's a good answer. I like your answer too. I'm gonna go Rocky because I know that there's more movies to it, but at the same time, Rocky 1 through 4 is like as great as Rocky Balboa is, you do get the complete experience with Rocky 1, and then you get to end with Rocky 4. Maybe the whole thing should end with Rocky 4. Am I right?
I think so.
Yeah.
Dude, you missed it out. Damn, dude. Gypsy Warrior was like Lethal Weapon.
My favorite anthology would be definitely Lethal Weapon. There's no question about it. That is absolutely the answer, and I can't believe that I had to think about that before anyone else.
You are ridiculous. Ridiculous.
You know, people put some respect on it. Notice these again. Oh my god. Oh no, they didn't win away.
Yeah, I can't put. I was good. I'd put Die Hard up there, but they made so many of those.
They made the 5th one. Yeah, they fucked it all up. Oh god, I'm gonna have an allergy attack right now. If I do though.
Mr. Movie Buff 01 says no anthologies like Creep Show and what'd you say? Creep Show and VHS. Yeah, I'm glad you like.
Yeah, that's really going.
VH1 also was great back in the day. VHS actually did make me almost pass out. I guess I did faint.
Yeah,
the Siren Girl.
Do you like me?
Mm-mm.
Do you like it?
I did not like her. That shit dropped me like Tyson. I was out when I saw that image.
I'm trying to pull up the trailer now. What we're going to do next before the break and before we have Dustin McNeil Ryder have taken shape on, we are going to do a live trailer reaction for Jay. What fucking movie are we doing? Forever Purge. Thank you. Jesus Christ almighty. And just for you guys who have just coming in, just want to let you know, tomorrow we have Jigsaw versus Michael Myers, the skit coming out. We have another Jigsaw video coming out. And then Friday, the stream is going to be at a different time. It's going to be at 2 p.m. Eastern. Friday, we're going to be reviewing Spiral, and we're going to be reviewing Army of the Dead, 2 p.m. Friday, and Forever Purge trailer. Here we go. Okay, which one did you say you got? You got IGN?
I got the one IGN.
Okay, 2 minutes, 24 seconds?
2 minutes, yeah, 2 minutes, 23 seconds, yeah.
It's coming out of my fucking ear. Okay. All right. Neither of us have watched this, obviously. You got yours pulled up already?
Yes.
You did, don't you, child? Yes. Make us small. Not that I have to try. And then, okay. Whenever you're ready. Are you ready? Mm-hmm. Tell me, child, are you ready to fuck?
Let's do.
Okay. Maybe not say child before I say that. You guys know what I mean. Okay, here we go. Sucking, fucking, and touching.
The annual purge will conclude in 3.
Hang on. I fucked it up. Hey, Kate. Kevin! It's not coming through my earbuds. Oh, I think I got to press the button. I have fixed it. I'm smart. My bad, guys. Sorry about that.
It's all right. Like during the commentaries, I always come out of fucking like sync. So now your thing is the trailer thing.
Yeah, I know. All right, ready?
Yep.
Sucking, fucking, and touching.
The annual purge will conclude in 3, 2.
It's everybody trying to buy gas en masse.
thank you for your
No.
participation.
We survived.
All police and emergency services have been reinstated. All crime, including
That was like
murder,
Forrest Gump house.
is now illegal.
Come on, let's get to work.
One night only. Rest of the year is peaceful.
No, he's not.
Where you going, asshole?
It's Josh Lucas.
Help me!
Saw!
Help me!
What the?
Oh, that's not a.
It's over,
Holy
please.
shit! It's like a salt trap.
That's not a funny.
No, it ain't.
Young Guns 2.
This is insane. Nobody hear the sirens?
There's no crime anymore. Anything goes.
Cowboy dude.
You rich
That
can't
cowboy
hide
dude kind
behind
of
your
like
steel
Aaron
walls
Black
no
from
more.
Mortal Kombat.
Powerless.
Oh, Will
How's
Patton.
that feel? It's the real purge. The forever purge.
Hurry up! They're coming! Come on! Follow me!
There's nowhere safe to go. No way to get help.
Oh my god.
We gotta find another way to get out of
I
here.
don't think he's gonna.
This country's gonna collapse.
Mexico is opening its borders for the next 6 hours.
Let's go.
We're in this together.
What?
Does this translate?
Yes. You're trying to stab me in the back, eh? I don't know, man.
You know, it's a Purge movie. Sorry, I
Yeah.
had some technical difficulties there. My bad.
It's really, it's weird, man. I feel like the Purge has kind of run its surge. I don't know. I know that people still love it or whatnot, but man, I gotta be honest. Like, that shit could have gone straight to fucking TV, and I'd be like, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, if I'm being honest, I don't really see anything there that goes, hey, this is different and new.
Yeah, there was no boom shakalaka for me in that action.
Hey,
I mean, yeah, literally back in the day, if you remember those made for TV movies like on TNT or TBS, action packed, made for TV. I could see that shit being on there. I'm like, man, this would be good. Like after I get off school and like do my homework, I might watch. Hold on.
Froze for just a quick
Okay.
second, but it's good.
Yeah, I know. But otherwise, I don't know. To be honest, like going to the theater, I kind of got burned out with The Purge a while ago. I mean, I'm just being straight honest.
I don't, like it's one of those things. Like I never really get that excited about him anymore, but then I always go to see him. And like the day I go to see him, it's kind of exciting. Really, it's like the late Saw movies. Like it's like a part of October. In this case, a part of summer. A Purge movie comes out, you go see it. I'm never really excited about it, but I'm happy to be there on the day that I'm there, even if I end up unhappy with it. It's like that weird kind of entertainment that has a strange place in the world for me. But that being said, this is right along the lines of the rest of them. I would much have rather seen another Frank Grillo story.
Yeah.
I thought he was a badass character in those. I've always felt like the Purge movies never really lived up to their idea ever.
I feel like the first Purge movie was the perfect movie. Was it Ethan Hawke?
Yeah.
Like that made total sense. It was really good. It was really original. And I was like, man, this is some good shit. But I felt like what happened is I felt like tonally, they lost the thread that was leading them along. Like all of a sudden it became different shit and different threads were leading them different areas. And there was a political message on one and then there was an environmental message on another one. It's like, I don't know, man. I just want to see some crazy fucked up people try to burglarize a house in the middle of a purge and then they get their ass kicked. Like, Can we just keep it simple like Ethan does? Like, I don't know. I stopped caring.
I feel like there will always be a market for Purge movies because they haven't. I just feel like they haven't got it yet. I feel like they've swung and swung and swung and swung, and some of the movies were decent, but I don't think that they've nailed what that idea could mean. And this really doesn't seem like it's going to either. This seems like it's one of the Purge movies they've done before, but it's like tamer. Didn't that seem tame as fuck to you?
Yeah, that's why I say it looks like an action block on a Saturday afternoon on TNT back in the 90s. Like that's what it reminds me of. Like it's like I've got a whole fucking day planned at 2 o'clock. I was like, what are you gonna do? I was like, I'm gonna watch the Captain Planet made for TV movie, and then I'm gonna watch The Purge. That's made for TV.
And to me, it looked like an expansion pack to the Mike P. Nelson's The Domestics, which you want a Purge movie that's really good. The Domestics is right there. I mean, to me it tapped into the potential more than the other ones did. And even though the first Purge to me is the best Purge, it was more of a home invasion. They didn't really tap into what the idea of the Purge could have been because you stayed in Ethan Hawke's house the entire time. You know what I mean? They've never done it, and I don't think that doesn't seem like it's going to do it either. But I'll go see it still, and we'll review it.
Like the thing about the Purge is, man, if you're gonna make a movie like that, go all the way with it. Show me some gritty ass fucking like hardcore in your face fucked up shit like The Strangers or something, and show it on another level. Like show it on another level. Like outdo yourself every time. I don't know, and then keep going on that realm. But if you're not gonna do that, that's cool, man. And you're gonna water it. Like I just felt like it was watered down, and like it's been watered down and got more and more soggy bottom diapers since I don't know.
Yeah, and then
but if the people out there that like it are into it, then that's cool, man. I'm not shitting in your cornflakes. I'm just saying specifically for me, I just feel like it's.
Yeah. Well, they never stuck to a thread. I mean, you had the home invasion aspect. They tried to do the racial indifferences aspect. They tried to do that. They had that one where Sayerson from Friday Night Lights and his girlfriend get caught out in the streets because they're trying to get home before the Purge, but their car breaks down and they end up in the streets. They try to do that take on it. They try to do the Americanized version of it, and then they never stick to a thread. It seems like it's such a grand idea they can't figure out where to actually start or follow up with anything. So it's kind of just an all over the place franchise.
I almost felt like, and I don't want to say that about the movie because I don't know. It could be badass.
Could be,
but it almost felt like it was just thrown together. They're like, we need to make a quick buck. Let's go buy a name that everybody knows, The Purge. Everybody seems to get a kick out of that. So we're going to throw it together really quick and put it out, and everybody's going to love it. They missed their time frame, though. I feel like what really would have been the best is at the height of, I mean, I know that we're technically still in a pandemic, but at the height of the lockdowns and shit, if you release some shit like that, it might not have been the best idea, but it might have fucking been like, I don't know. Maybe it would have sold tickets, or it would have sold on HBO Max.
I think it's a great idea for a movie. I think you're dead on. But in 10 years, there's some people going out there and they're making pandemic movies right now. And I'm like, hold the fuck on. Nobody wants to watch a movie about the pandemic right now because we just fucking lived through that shit.
Well,
Michael Bay's Songbird, and they're doing documentaries, and it's like, I don't want to relive last year for like a good solid 10 fucking years. You know what I mean?
Technically speaking, we didn't mention that during the review. Oxygen does touch on that a little bit.
It does for a second there, yeah. But
that was the whole. So I mean. Yeah, I don't know, man. I just feel like there is a market for it. I mean, and people are always going to go see it, but that shit looked like Borderlands, like on PlayStation 2.
The Purge, Red Dead Redemption.
But I know that I don't know, but if you love the Purge and you loved every single movie that they put out so far, God bless you, sir.
Yeah. Yeah, like I said, I enjoy going to the theaters and watching them. Have I ever rewatched one since the first or second? I don't really think so.
If you're gonna ask me, hey, he's like, hey man, you want to watch The Purge? It's always gonna be the Ethan Hawke one. That's the only one I want to watch, and that's the only one I really give a shit
about.
Frank
Grillo did have some badass moments.
Frank Grillo had good scenes, but I don't want to go that far in the series to get to that level. Mm-hmm. I just want to watch Ethan Hawke because that made sense. Like he was relatable dude. Like, you could relate to him because he's just an average family guy trying to save his kids or whatever. Right. And then he's caught up in this crazy world. But even, I know he's rich or whatnot, but I mean, it's still, other than that, you're going on all these adventures and shit. I don't know. It gets kind of weird.
Yeah, and scary dudes in the street wearing masks don't scare me. What scared me
We're from Kentucky, bitch. We see that at Speedway on Saturday night every
exactly.
night.
What scared me was the fucking AWOL Nation looking motherfuckers in the original one with the long blonde hair that was at the door like, come on, let us in, like all proper and shit. That freaked me the fuck out a little bit. Yeah. Brandon T, thanks, buddy. He says, sup, my ninjas? We are, what are we sipping on tonight? Love you, Cray K fuckers. Do you agree we need a Wanted 2? Oh, man, that was such a sweet super chat, Brandon, and I appreciate it, but I never even saw Wanted. I'm just sipping on some water and G2 tonight. Not even G2, Gatorade Zero. I'm all the way 0 calorie free.
I have this fine, delicious Michelob Ultra as adult beer. What was the other question? What was the other part of that question?
Do you guys agree that we need a Wanted 2? James McAvoy, Wanted. Did you ever see that?
I didn't watch it.
I didn't watch it either. It looked like poopy to me. I'm sorry because that was such a sweet super chat, but I could not do it, my friend.
No, I didn't watch it. I did not.
But I'm sure there's some people in the chat that have seen it and will agree with you, or at least be able to have that discussion with you. Gypsy Warrior says these modern horror series pale compared to Jason. In regards to The Purge, yeah, I think you say it for sure. I'd much rather.
Are you
have
talking
Jason.
about every modern horror? Okay,
I wouldn't say everyone, but like
I don't know. That's a strong
series
statement
cuts.
there, Chip. We'll see how that plays out on the ice because you might get 5 minutes for a penalty. I don't think. Like, I mean, if you're looking at Friday the 13th and Jason specifically, Jason's a badass slasher for sure, and he's beloved and he's an iconic character. But you're like that. He trumps all modern horror. Like, woo-wee. That's a strong statement because I wouldn't even say that about Michael. And I'll lick Michael's taint. So,
yeah, no, I mean, I see what you're saying though. Like horror sequels were funner back then. Today, like The Purge, Saw, it's not really the same as like the old fucking.
Yeah, well,
Friday
they were
the
coming
13th.
out every year, but but that it's different. I mean, you have a little bit more. I don't know, spice to life on some. I mean, some of the movies that have come out since Jason have been really, really good, mind-bending, crazy. I mean,
originals for sure.
Jeepers Creepers, not on the same level, but he's the last of the Mohicans, as far as I'm concerned, of one of the best slashers out there. I mean, I really do think the Jeeper or the Creeper is one of those last ones that nobody really considers because of shithead Victor Salva.
Right.
But he really is.
Yeah, that's true. Latrell 316 always makes me think of the Latrell Sprewell, man. I can't help it. I'd rather have another season instead. I'd rather have another season instead of this movie. Another season. Oh, of the show. They did the show.
I never watched it.
I only watched one episode, and I was like, it's on TV. It's not going to be enough quality for me to really get into it. They're not going to get dark and naughty with the biscuits enough for me. So I never finished it. But I heard that some people really did like it. But it is breaky pee time for us. And when we get back, we will have Dustin McNeil, co-writer of Taking Shape 2, and Slash the Titans to talk about some good Halloween shit.
Oh, yeah, I really do want to point this out. Pariah's got a good point. Michael Shannon is king of odd indies. Bug and Take Shelter. Go see that shit. Dude, Michael Shannon is a fucking gem in this country that nobody really pays attention to, but that dude is a goddamn juggernaut of an actor. And I'll tell you what, Bug is fucking, like, dude, just, it will make your skin crawl. It's got him and, the chick from Kentucky, Ashley Judd. It's insanely well done. And then Take Shelter is really good too. Mike actually told me about Take Shelter, and I finally watched it. He's just an incredible actor. Amazing.
Yeah, no, he's fucking awesome, dude. I'll always love Michael Shannon till the day I die. If you guys want something fun to do for 5 minutes while we're on break, YouTube really quick, Funny or Die, Michael Shannon cunt punt. Funny or Die, Michael Shannon cunt punt. It's only like 5 minutes long, so you won't miss the video. And it's one of the funniest things you'll ever see in your goddamn life. Guys, we'll be right back with Dustin McNair. See you soon. We will. Hey, guys, welcome back to We Watch Movie. I'm Mike.
I'm Jay.
And we got another unboxed.
Unboxings.
So much.
They just keep coming. Go ahead and chop it, Seabass.
Unbox. Ow, that actually hurt. Shit. God.
Gonna loosen a tooth that way.
Shit. What we got here? Oh, got a big old box right here. We've been really late on these guys. Thank you guys for waiting because COVID and everything. We've been filming separately. We're trying to catch up on the unboxings. We really appreciate it. This one comes from Aaron Lockhart. Good man.
There it is.
Good man, Aaron Lockhart. Let's see, take that one. So bunch of. Ooh, there's a little scroll in here, Jay.
This just feels like a mask that you used to commit your last murder in. I'm not gonna lie, Aaron Eckhart.
Dude, this is like a little weird burnt. What's this?
I don't like that shit at all.
This is creepy, dude. It says, "I want to go home with Jay."
Hey guys, thank you for joining us tonight on We Watched Movie Unboxings. Unfortunately, we've had some setbacks.
I want to go home with Jay. That's creepy.
I think he means the marijuana. I don't think he means me.
What does it mean? Show me.
Listen, if you were a serial killer, you're gonna get really bored.
Ooh, dude. It's a burnt face fucking Michael, dude.
Dude, that's fucking amazing.
That's sick.
Dude, I think this is like the Michael Myers mask that a lot of people felt like the Halloween Kills
was gonna be.
Exactly.
Oh, dude, that is sick. His hair's so crisp.
I like it. It's all it really is. It's crispy on the sides.
I see.
You got crispy and original.
Dude, that is sick. I'm gonna show it to the camera. What? Oh God. What you boys? You come around here looking for some Butterfingers or what?
It does look like that guy at 3 o'clock in the morning at Speedway.
I'm gonna try to get to. Oh man, look at this.
Woo!
Y'all want some Butterfingers? You ain't getting none. Them's my crispy critters.
I'll give you a Kit Kat.
Yeah, I've been through some shit in my time, and y'all don't even know nothing about it.
Mike, hold it up there. Hold up.
What?
Wait.
What?
Yakety yak! You don't come back.
Dude, that is freaky as fucking cool as fucking the same time.
I like that a lot. That, you know what? We should use that in a Myers Loomis special.
Oh man, that is fucking.
I see that Michael discovered Bic Litus. He discovered Bic Litus.
That's cool as fuck.
That's awesome, man. And also, praise to you that you put some, to keep the shape. The shape.
I kissed it with my mouth.
Yeah, you did.
Got caution tape. That says no, sis, I don't come around here knocking for me, cause I ain't got nothing for you.
Woo!
Okay. I'm kind of scared. This big old black. Oh, dude.
Don't say it like that,
no,
bitch. What is it?
Kind of had me a little bit freaked out there, man. Kind of had me a little freaked out. Shoot, dude.
What is it? Push it that way.
Oh. Oh my God.
Is it squishy?
I'm a little fucking creep.
Is it squishy?
No, it's not. I can't.
What the fuck is it?
Oh shit, kid. It's a fucking doll, dude.
Ah! Oh.
Dude, it's a doll.
No, dude, fuck this. I'm not. It's got an upside down.
It's got a fucking doll, dude. It's upside down.
No, fuck that.
I said it.
No.
Oh, dude, look at it.
Turn that shit off. Oh, fuck this, dude.
Dude, its eyes are bleeding upside down crosses. It says.
Oh shit, dude! It's called Satanic Susie.
It says.
Fucking shit!
It says through him, with him, I'm him. Dude,
no, it says in him.
It's all burnt up. It's got some shoes.
Really crunchy peanut buttery.
Take that shit back to KB Toys, bitch! I don't want it!
Oh man, this is fucking creepy, dude. I feel diseased.
Oh fuck this. Dude, I'm not kidding. That's been a great show, guys. Whoa. Dude, stop fucking with it. You're playing with it, dude. You don't know what that is.
Everybody was kung fu fighting.
Man, that's
those cats were fast as lightning.
Stop! Dude, that's gonna be in your asshole tonight.
Oh fuck!
No, you were fucking with that, dude.
It's weird.
It said, look what it fucking says. It says, through him, goom, with him. You just made. It's gonna be in your butt tonight. Does it have a butt?
It has a.
Oh, dude, it's dirty. Dude, the whole fucking thing's got skid marks on it.
So dirty, dude.
It's called Satanic Susie. Dude, fuck this.
Subscribe.
No, dude.
Hey, don't forget to click the subscribe button and make sure you click like and share video.
What's your neighbor's name, Cameron?
Yeah,
we'll give that to him.
Oh, dude, this is fucking scary. Watch this.
Fucking bitch, dude! Stop putting it on my face.
This is so scary.
It's got an upside down fucking cross on its face.
We like to ride the horse to the town, and we go to and we buy crutch. Oh, I'm losing it.
God damn you! God damn you!
What is it?
God damn you!
I felt like something transferred to you when you did that.
Now watch this.
Was that weird?
That's so fucking
scary, dude. I don't know what to do. I'm laughing, but I'm crying on the inside.
This is fucking.
It's fucking weird, dude.
Oh, God. Hey, listen, I'm just going to tell you this straight up, okay? I know your eyes are a little bit nearsighted, but I wasn't saying anything against you. This asshole was making fun of you. I didn't say nothing. You're going to stay here. Dude, his eyes moved. You gotta take it with you. I'm not touching that shit. I'm gonna put this in your... Don't...
Come June, they start to recirculate the same trailer they've already shown.
Hey, guys, welcome back to We Watch Movie. I'm Mike.
What am I doing? What am I doing? We are back. Hey, Lawrence, quit spamming, yo. Don't want someone to have to kick you out, buddy. All right? Don't do it. Don't do it.
Lawrence is a crazy man.
He's crazy. All right, Lawrence, for real. Quit, man. Gonna have to kick you out. Don't want to, so just stop. I'm not sure if we have any mods tonight. Nightbound 92 says, you guys haven't heard of SawCon? SawCon, these nuts.
No.
That was good. That caught me, dude. That shit caught me off guard. I didn't even think about it. That was good. Thanks, Nightbound. Appreciate it, man. DJ Graham says, I only like the first two movies of The Purge. You basically get both perspectives of The Purge, one from home and then one from the streets. That's a good point. Yeah, you do get that from those two.
It's like Double Dragon 1 and 2 on NES. That's all I needed. And they tried to follow a Double Dragon 3, which was atrocious, but it was hard.
How dare you?
But I still rented Double Dragon 3, but Double Dragon 1 and 2 were the greatest.
Yeah. I can't speak to that myself, but I know that you and Cody are huge fans of the Double Dragon franchise.
What's wrong with the blue one? Yeah. Well, dude, I mean, even I goes, how are you, Geistman? Because you got fucking Robert Patrick as the bad guy. He goes, I was known as Geistman, but now I'm Papa Shango. Whatever he calls himself. That was such a shitty movie, but it was so good at the same time. It had it's Scott Wolf, man, from Party of Five was Billy, and Mark Dacascos was Jimmy. That was a good lineup, man. I like that lineup. Anyway, hey, yeah, the jokes were really corny. He's like, hey, I've never seen the male move that fast before.
Hey, Jimmy Batalski says, hey, Mike and Jay, I'm new to the channel. Love your guys' content. Keep up the good work, guys. We got a biscuit boy in here. That's what we call new people to the channel, man. Biscuit boys. Welcome. Thank you so much for the kind words, dude. Hope you have a good time. Guys, we have in the waiting room. I'll go ahead and admit them now, and then we'll introduce them, because I've been introducing people before we let them in, and then they feel caught off guard. So I'll wait. I'll put them in here. Here comes Dustin. Come to me, sweet Henrietta. There he is. There he is. And let me fix this. Oh, 1 sec, Dustin. I got a technical. There we go. We got you. We got us. Guys, we have in the chat with us currently, we have Dustin McNeil, a man who is co-writer of Slash the Titans, the Freddy vs. Jasons, all those scripts, Taking Shape 2 co-writer. Dustin McNeil, everybody!
Let's get it.
Yeah!
Let's get it. It seems so empty when there's only two of us doing it.
I can't.
But I'm sure the whole chat's doing it as well.
Okay, there you are. I was going to say, I can't tell if you're frozen or just unimpressed, which neither would surprise me.
Both.
I keep hoping that you guys will have Lawrence as a guest, because I think he thinks that Michael Myers is a robot.
You know what?
Yes.
People believe that. There is theories about amok. And I'm sure you know about that, man. Hey, thank you for taking the time to join us tonight, man. We appreciate it.
Yeah, happy to be here. If I could just explain my background for a minute.
It's beautiful.
This is not what my home looks like. We're moving this week, and I needed something at least relevant behind me, so I grabbed a bunch of bullshit from boxes and just threw it behind me on the desk. So please don't think my home looks like this, because it's crazy. I look like the biggest Halloween 6 fan ever right now.
Hey man, that's how I made my background, dude. I just threw some shit together. It looks like I'm living inside of a comic book store in 1994. Like I just threw it. I was like, I gotta have something back here. Okay.
Hey dude, like legitimately, my wall, because we do these unboxings on the channel and people send us all this cool shit. So I have my office space and I was just like putting it all on the walls. And I was like, one day I walked out here and I was like, my house looks like a fucking Bennigan's or like an Applebee's. You know, it looks like a Cracker Barrel in here. So like, you know, now we're switching it up and we're doing a whole bunch of stuff. But I get that, man. But no, it looks good. My house literally looked like that like 2 weeks ago. So no worries.
I mean, dare I say, your background looks like it's taking shape.
Oh no. He did it.
Awful.
I know, it was terrible. It was terrible. I reached in and I pulled my hand back immediately and it burned.
Oh shit, man. Hey, so I've talked several times before, because we're such fans of your books, man, and such fans of the stuff you do. One of the things I wanted to ask you, starting at the very beginning, it's wild to have somebody who to have a career where you decide, hey, I'm going to be a writer, I'm going to write books, and then actually make books and have those come out, and that be what you're doing. It's really fucking cool. When did you decide that you wanted to be a writer, and what did you do next after you decided that?
Well, my first book came out in 2014. That was Phantasm Exhumed, which was a companion for the first 4 Phantasm movies. I had a fan site for Phantasm, a blog, for a few years, and I'd gotten to know the cast and crew very well, especially Angus Scrimm, the Tall Man.
Yeah.
And I just was like, this book needs a franchise. And so I kind of had to learn the ropes on how to do that. I got over 60 people from the movies to get on board with it. And at the last minute, I had a deal from a publisher, and I just thought, I was looking at the contract, and I'm like, if I do this, I'm signing away every control I have, from the cover to the editing to the advertising, everything. And I was like, you know what? They'll fuck it up. So I just decided to do it myself. I created Harker Press, which is my own imprint that I publish my books through, and I learned page design and Adobe InDesign and just all the steps of the process. And I get a little bit better with each book. But Phantasm Exhumed was my first book, and it was an incredible experience because it had over 300 never before seen pictures in it. It had, like I said, 60 interviews. I did book signings in New York and Chicago and Atlanta. It was really fun and a hell of a learning experience. And after that, I was just like, well, what's next? I guess Freddy versus Jason's next. And I'm going to slowly do the entire horror genre.
Right on, man.
I had no idea that Harker Press was yours as well. That makes you a legitified, bona fide badass. That's cool as hell, man. I love stories like that. That's cool. The whole fucking thing is yours.
I'm glad you think that, because no one else does. But I want, if you believe it, I'll believe it.
Hey, to me, it's pretty dope. It's dope as shit. You said, hey, fuck this system. I'll do it myself. And I can appreciate that.
Hey man, going from the Phantasm books into the Taking Shape stuff, is it ever hard for you to get the interviews that you need, or the scripts that, like the unused scripts? Is that like a really difficult journey that you have to go? Like can you walk us through the process of like how long that takes, or is it just like, oh my God, I can't believe they're not gonna answer my phone call or something? Like, is it like just take forever?
So with interviews, you just kind of have to play, like half Columbo, half stalker. And it's a fine line that I've crossed a few times. And a lot of times it's just finding an agent or representative, or sometimes like a friend or a colleague.
Right.
Travis Mullins was my co-writer on these books. He was incredible. I'll give you an example. Shim Bitterman, who wrote Halloween 5 and 4, but he was uncredited, has never been interviewed before our book. He's never done a convention, an article, a bonus feature on a DVD. He had never done an interview, which is how we knew we needed to find him. We had to get him. I reached out to him through his agent, got a no, and Travis is like, that's not good enough. So Travis reached out to 3 different people who were his friends, like came at him from socially. And Shim finally agreed to an interview and gave Travis the most amazing interview. And he started off, Travis was like, so what made you finally say yes after like 30 years? He said, well, I've never had someone contact so many of my friends.
Right.
And so that might ordinarily piss someone off, but Shim Bitterman found it charming.
That's fantastic, dude. I mean, and I know what
he appeared in a dark alley. He's like, I hear you've been looking for me. You made enough inquiries.
Yeah. And as for the scripts thing, it's really just hunting and talking to people. With Shim Bitterman, Shim had written several really early, really different versions of Halloween 4 and 5. Those screenplays are nowhere. No one has those screenplays. Talking to Travis, he was like, I've got some of these early versions I could send you. And all of a sudden, Travis gets in the mail the most amazing treasure trove of never before read Halloween screenplays
Jeez,
that are
man.
very, very different. His Halloween 4, it's got Jamie Lloyd, and it's, pretty, it's the same trajectory, very different. His Halloween 5, his original Halloween 5, before they brought in Dominique, was amazing. Evil Jamie Lloyd.
Yeah.
I mean, she's killing people. Like, what? It's really cool. And so it's luck. It's persistence and luck with interviews and screenplays. Hopefully I answered the question.
That's honestly, that's a beautiful answer to the question, because I feel like that's how half the shit in the world gets done. You you try your best, and you just need a little bit of serendipity, and sometimes shit can happen. But you gotta have the at bat to make it happen. So I think that's really cool, man. So you and Travis Mullins, you do these together. What's your all's process when you're working together? Is it one guy knows his role, he does this, and then you do this? How does your all's whole thing work?
Sometimes I'll write a chapter and then I'll send it to him, and he'll go through and fix everything I got wrong and then send it back. And sometimes he will start something and then send it to me. It just, we tried to attack the books from different spots. So I would start later in the series, or he would start earlier. It was really terrific. I was never looking for a co-writer on this book. I reached out to Travis just to license one of his interviews, because he got an interview that I couldn't get. I was like, look, this guy won't give me another interview. Can I just buy yours? And the more I talked to him, the more I realized this guy knows his shit. And I really need, eventually it was just, you've got to co-write this with me. Give me all of your time.
That's awesome, man. So you guys weren't friends before. You guys actually came co-workers through this whole thing.
Yeah, just talking online and email and social media. And I got another script anecdote regarding Travis. Travis tended to get the cooler interviews and the cooler screenplay finds on these two books. One of the most amazing discoveries he managed to get, and I still don't really know how he did it, the original Nigel Neal screenplay for Halloween 3. Before he quit the project, before it was rewritten. I don't know how Tommy Lee Wallace didn't even. I interviewed Tommy Lee Wallace, and I'm asking him all these questions. He's like, I don't know. I don't even have that script anymore.
Yeah.
Travis found someone that had it and gave this guy my address. And all of a sudden, one day, a package shows up at my house. No return address, and it's just got the original Halloween 3 screenplay inside. And I think that made, in the first Taking Shape, I think it made for one of the most revealing chapters to be able to go through that script. If you've read the book, then the original Halloween 3, super different.
Yes. Was that part of the idea? Because in the first Taking Shape, you guys go through a lot of the stuff, how the movies we saw got made. But when Taking Shape 2 comes out, it's all about all these, because we've been doing these videos for forever, trying to find this script, that script on Reddit, wherever. The second book, it goes into all the unmade movies.
The most reliable of sources, by the way. Reddit,
yeah,
for
always.
sure. Next to 4chan.
But yeah, sometimes you find it, you
I know, it's
find
true.
a golden turd in there. But that sounds weird, but you know what I mean. But was that kind of the idea for Taking Shape 2? Holy shit, what about the unmade ones? And then also, is there enough, do you think, to actually continue this and figure out a Taking Shape 3, or do you think that that's the end all be all for those?
The first part of that question was, how did we decide to do Taking Shape 2?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, sorry. It was a loaded question.
So we'd only planned on doing one Taking Shape, and we worked on it for about a year, and it was last summer. It was 2 summers ago, sorry. And I'm kind of freaking out because I'm like, okay, Taking Shape was going to have an appendix, just a little section in the back covering all of the unmade lost projects. And that was looking more and more like its own chapter. And then it was looking more and more like several chapters. And eventually it got to a place where, oh my God, the chapters on the unmade movies are now overtaking the chapters in the actual movies.
Right.
And I said, we've got to split it up. And when I first told Travis about that, he was not on board. He was like, this is a terrible idea. Do we have enough for a second book? And if we didn't, we were never going to finish it. We wanted to have it out by that October. And so I said, we have to. And of course, the second book, if you've seen it in person, it's 600 pages. It's way longer than the first book. And really, it's only that long because we stopped at a certain point. There are so many more lost sequels. If we'd have worked another year, it could have been an 800-page book. It really could have.
Jeez, man. Yeah, I was actually, that was going to move on to my next question. Out of all the scripts that you've read, that you've researched, is there one that stands out in your mind, particular, like your favorite one, or just like one that just really, like, when you think of it like an unused script, you're like, holy shit, man, that would have been amazing to see on film?
Well, I mentioned the Shim Bitterman takes on Halloween 4 and 5. I like Halloween 4, and to a lesser extent, Halloween 5. I just think Shim's takes were much ballsier and would have probably courted some controversy, when you've got like an 8-year-old girl stabbing people.
Yeah, that's for sure.
But there's 2 screenplays in the book that we cover that weren't made by Steph Hutchinson. Steph Hutchinson wrote some of the Halloween comics, which were terrific. And he did a stab at Halloween 3D, which would have followed Rob Zombie's movies.
Yeah.
And that one focused on Sheriff Brackett. It was much more reined in. It wasn't as Rob Zombie-esque. And I thought that was really something. It was a tale about a grieving, angry, vengeful father.
That's great. Wow.
And then he did, he kind of envisioned also later on a trilogy, a reboot trilogy, which if you read about it in the book, it's insane. It takes so many risks, and it introduces what is essentially the Halloween multiverse, where all of these timelines actually exist in this galaxy, and it's insane, and it works.
Move over Doctor Strange and say hello to Dr. Loomis's Eye of Agamotto. Holy shit, that's some good stuff, man.
Oh yeah.
And that's different from, because I know the one that we did a video on was the Halloween 3D, and that was I believe it was Lucier and Todd Farmer, if I'm not mistaken, that we're going to do the Halloween 3D, the follow-up to Rob Zombies. I could be wrong about that, but that's the one where the ambulance is flying at the screen and at the end of it.
That's the first attempt at Halloween 3D, and on the Trinkus side of things, Steph gave some notes on that. They consulted him, and then when that fell apart, he said, well, if that fell apart, following up with Laurie Strode in the Rob Zombie world, what if I try a version where we don't go with Laurie Strode, where we go with Sheriff Brackett?
Okay.
And that's why he wrote his version. And his version is very different. Like I said, I mean, people hate, people are real touchy about the Rob Zombie ones. But even the people that hated Rob Zombie's movies might have still loved Steph Hutchinson's Halloween 3D, because it was really a different beast and it was dark.
Yeah.
So like you mentioned, it focuses more on Sheriff Brackett himself and him struggling with, I like that. That's an actual better idea of moving forward after H2, Rob Zombie's H2, I think, to focus on a character like that, because Brackett was so powerful in H2 anyhow.
Oh yeah. Yeah, so and Brad would have absolutely. We're on a first name basis, Brad. He would have.
Yeah, we go down to the pool hall, Brad.
He would have absolutely killed the material. I mean, he just is such a powerful actor.
Totally agree with that. As many problems as we've always had with H2, one thing we always stop to say is Danielle Harris was great. I love Scout Taylor Compton, even though I don't agree with what they did with her character. But Sheriff Brackett, killed it. Even all the problems with H2, I thought that was one of the shining things about that, is that he got to shine a little bit more, I felt like, with everything going on. Of all these things that you've done and all these scripts that you've read, do you have one that stands out to you the most as the worst possible Halloween idea you've ever heard in your life?
So I will say that as a little bit of bullshit disclaimer, I got to speak with Travis, and I got to talk with almost every writer involved with every script. And while we're not besties, I don't want to shit talk anyone's
that makes sense.
Script. So we tried to stay mostly impartial in the book when we kind of go through the script. Sometimes we had to say, "Wow, that happened." We tried to mostly stay impartial. I'll have to hopefully when people read the book, they can go, "Wow, that one was hot garbage."
Was there ever a situation? Was there ever a situation where the studio itself got involved, with a script or a particular idea that was going to be used in your book, covering something that they may have been like, "You got to take this out"? Had they had any kind of influence at all, like something that they're like, we might not want you to put this particular script in because it might still be used one day. Did that ever happen?
Yes, we did have a not the studio, but a screenwriter who's like, these ideas have some potency. I might repurpose them, and I don't want to.
Right.
Actually, I'll tell you this vaguely. So one of the Lost sequels we covered kind of was turned into a different movie for a different franchise, and the screenwriters were like, "No, do not." The screenwriter was like, "Don't publish that." So we didn't. Most writers were very cool and surprisingly enthusiastic at having their story get out there, because otherwise it's just lost to history, and it's a what if, and they were happy to talk about it. I thought it might be a touchy subject, because some of these writers poured a lot of time and heart into these screenplays and were really jerked around by Dimension and Miramax and the Weinsteins.
Yeah, we've had a couple of the writers on here before, and we've interviewed them, and they always seem very enthusiastic, like you mentioned, about talking about their work and things like that, especially on subjects of like things that could have been. But yeah, man, like that. Yeah, they're I'm so happy that you wrote a book like that to give them more light and give them a little bit more exposure than otherwise they wouldn't have got. So that's cool. I mean, that's badass. But yeah, I can get that they're going to repurpose a script, but that's got to be such a nutshot Johnny Cage style from Mortal Kombat. Like when they're like, "Hey, man, you're doing all this work here, and it's not going to work. Like you gotta take that out." It's like, damn, dude, really?
Yeah.
But, on the subject of which screenplay I thought was worst, I'll tell you a script that a lot of people shit on very quickly. There's the first version of Halloween 6 before Daniel Farrens was hired is in the book by a guy named Phil Rosenberg, I think.
That sounds right. Yeah.
It's the one with virtual reality where they go into virtual reality, and there's a portal beneath Judith Meyer's grave, and a lot of people just like crap all over that one. What they in immediately trashing that script because the virtual reality element sucks. It does. It was studio mandated.
Yeah.
Bob Weinstein was like, put this in the movie.
That makes sense.
If you get past that, there's a lot of really cool stuff in that one about like where Loomis is and Tommy Doyle and the townspeople. Like they go back to the Wallace house from the first movie and talk to the Wallaces. And there's a lot of potential in that script and some not so great elements. But had it been developed and not just like knocked around by the studio, I think it could have been something. Most of these, I really like most of these screenplays. Do they need some work? Well, sure, they need to be put through the development process where people come in and say, this is great, this isn't going to fly, this is too much like this. And once it goes through the development process, because we trash the development process in these books, but when the development process works, hey, it works and it turns out well. Like sometimes you get rewrites that are for a good reason. Sometimes you get reshoots that are for a very good reason. Look at Halloween 2018. We haven't seen the original ending, but we've read it. And I think the new ending much better.
Yep.
I agree with that. Yep.
Yeah, we just talked a couple nights ago to the guy who wrote the Halloween 2018 novel, John Passarella, and he talked to us about the original Halloween 2018 ending. And he said when he read the script as he was writing his novel, he actually called his editor and said, "Did you guys forget to send me a couple pages in the original one?" Because where Michael's just sitting there against that tree, he's like, this is not definitive. It was so, I don't want to say bad, but it was so confusing.
Anticlimactic.
Yes.
Exactly. Yeah, it's like Logan at the end. It's like, what the shit?
And you do.
Even though that's a great movie, but I mean, I don't want to in the Michael Myers movie against like he's at a stump.
Right.
Right.
Yeah. So. And I think that's a two-way sword. It's like, as you know, with the Halloween Resurrection, part of the reason that we got the film we got is because the audience they talked to wanted more Busta in the movie. And so sometimes I feel like test audiences can be a bad thing, and sometimes they can be a good thing. You know what I mean? I think you're dead on about that. Talking about the one you were talking about, though, with the VR, I remember specifically myself even shitting on that because I'm thinking – and you do gotta go back to that time, right? And the Weinsteins and Weinsteins or whatever and Miramax and all that, and trying to imagine them breaking VR portals into the Halloween franchise now seems insane. But for that time, it was kind of like in line with some of the wild and wacky shit they were doing. I do remember one specific scene though, where Michael like busts through the floor, right? He's like on the top level and somebody's in the bathroom, I think. And doesn't he like bust through the floor to get to them to kill them? You're right. Some of those scripts, they have amazing moments in them. And it just seems like if you could just take out these really bad ideas, like maybe Michael being a hobo and killing someone with a rat. I remember that was in that same script as well, right?
Yeah.
You know, but was there, so flipping the other side of that, was there a script that, what was your favorite script? If you could have made any of these movies happen, of the unmade scripts that you read, do you have a favorite?
I have to look at the table of contents because I don't have quick recall of all this stuff anymore.
It's a lot.
Okay, so Halloween 4, I'm just going to like cherry pick and sidestep your question. Halloween 4 and 5 with Shim Bitterman, I thought would have been great. The Halloween 4 that had Laurie Strode would have been really interesting to see. Halloween 7, before it was H2O, where it was like a copycat killer a little bit, where you didn't know like where Michael's running around and the copycat killer might have been interesting. Halloween, is it Retribution? Yeah, where they tried to make a sequel to Resurrection. I mean, hey, if we're already down that road,
let's just go.
An interesting place to go. Like whatever. Like if Busta is still the hero, okay.
That's the one that ends in the movie theater, right? It ends in the movie theater, and John Carpenter's actually in the audience.
Yes, because he wants to make a movie based on what happened in Haddonfield.
Oh, yeah.
God dang, man.
They had all, There's a moment. Okay, I got to bring it up. There's a moment in that where like Busta, it's the end of the movie, and Busta is premiering a documentary on Michael's life in Haddonfield. Poor taste. The premiere night of this documentary, the theater is filled with every character we've ever known. Like Sheriff Meeker's there, Sheriff Brackett's there, Tommy Doyle's there, Sarah from Resurrection is there. All these, and then Michael Myers shows up on stage and starts fighting Busta Rhymes. Okay. The writer's like, at this point, everyone runs out of the theater terrified. No. At least Brackett and Meeker would have been tripping over themselves to get up on that stage and shove their boot up Michael's ass. Like, there's no way. Half the theater may have run scared. The other half's running up to get a piece of Michael. Like, I refuse to believe that wouldn't have been a 20-on-1.
It killed some of their kids, you know?
Yes. Yeah.
That's a great point.
Yeah. We're still going here. You know, I think the reboot by John Sullivan, he did 2 movies. You know, that was when they were going to, I think, do. I'm getting confused. No, that was going to be the 2 direct-to-video. Shit, I can't remember. I'm going to read my own book.
There's a lot there, man. To be fair, there's a lot.
I think the ones that were set in prison were pretty interesting because it's just different. Anytime you can come up with something different and shake up the formula, you know, like Halloween 2018 was fine. That was just nostalgia porn, like The Force Awakens.
Yeah.
But you can only pull that trick so many times, and eventually you've got to redo the wheel. You got to kind of reinvent things and shake it up.
I've said
that. Let me ask you a question, man. Out of all the cinematic Michaels, though, out of all the cinematic Michaels that have existed so far, like the ones that actually made, you know, that they made movies out of, which is your favorite? And then I think you've already answered. I mean, there's multiple favorites of the unused script ones, but out of the cinematic ones, which one's your favorite Michael Myers? Because Michael Myers is an interesting character because, you know, there are people that love the fact that he's super supernatural. And then there's people that want him to be more human. And then there's other people that want him to walk the fine line between supernatural and, possibly human and keep it the vague thing that John Carpenter was going for. But out of all the Halloween movies, do you have a favorite Michael Myers that you can, draw from? Like maybe they should have just gone from there and kept it going?
Of the actual ones?
Just the actual ones. Yeah.
I don't like it when he's superhuman. So I don't like it when he's getting like at the end of Halloween 4 and then in Halloween 5 where he's just gonna get shot over and over and over. I like him to be a little more human, and I also like him. So there's 2 qualities that I like in Michael that not every writer puts in. I like it when he's clever.
Yeah.
Like when he tricks his way through a situation or is really observant, figure something out. I like when he's smart. I also like when he screws with people. Like he's got Michael, like a lot of writers overlook the fact that Michael is twisted and has a kind of a dark sense of humor a little bit. Like just the fact that he dug up Judith's gravestone and stuck that somewhere as a prop.
He's an artist.
That's Jack. Okay, a little bit.
Is he Jim Morrison?
Yeah, and so when he does things like that, I think it's kind of cool. Like in one of the one of the unmade Halloween 7 scripts, I think he dug up Jamie Lloyd's grave to screw with Carrie Tate.
Right.
Things
That
like
would
that.
have been that would So so more of the sadistic nature of Michael being explored would have probably been like to their the benefit to do that. I would imagine.
Yeah, he's
Right.
smarter. He's smarter than people give him credit for sure, man. There's no doubt about that. Talking about mentioned Halloween 2018. How did you feel about that originally after you see it? I mean, I know I do agree, and I've always actually said it's like The Force Awakens for Halloween. I've said the exact same thing. And the problem with The Force Awakens to the next Star Wars movie was, okay, I've reset the stage now. I've brought everybody back into the picture. I gave you all exactly what you wanted, but from here, now you got to take the baton and do something cool with it. How are you feeling about Halloween Kills right now?
I feel great because, keeping with the Star Wars theme, it's, I enjoy the new Star Wars trilogy, but I'm not so blind as to not recognize the fact that they had absolutely no plan for that. That was a make it up as you go kind of situation.
Dude, yes, discombobulated.
Yeah, and it suffered really badly because of it. Any one direction would have been fine. You just need to go in that direction and not screw around with it. The good thing is with Halloween right now, there is a blueprint. It's the same filmmakers throughout. And so at least if nothing else, the next 2 movies should be thematically sound with Halloween 2018.
Yep.
I'm very excited for Halloween Kills. That was filmed here in my home state of North Carolina. I want to go and do a filming locations trip soon to the coast because it was filmed in Wilmington. I'm excited for it. I'm hopeful. I think I don't want to get into spoilers. You're not allowed to say. Are we allowed to talk about spoilers? Have you guys talked about spoilers?
Yeah, depends. As long as it's not from like the Reddit script, I think you're good.
Oh God, which one's the Reddit? Well, anyway, continuing the idea of a trilogy all set on one night, I think is kind of crazy. Like I like that. It's like it maybe it'll work, maybe it won't. But what a cool idea that we haven't been done before.
It kind of falls in line with that. I imagine what John Carpenter wanted with the original Halloween anyhow, like with Halloween 1 and 2 essentially being one movie in his mind anyhow. So so that's badass. I love it. I'm going to ask you a question, man. Like I've always wondered because I do remember reading this. I just want to know your thoughts as we've got you here to talk about with the Freddy versus Jason thing. When it was coming out and everybody was hyped up and ready for that and it was going to be badass, and Dimension Films understanding and realizing like it was a big thing. I mean, they had a weigh in, it was going to be like this massive thing. Do you think at all that the Michael Myers versus Pinhead idea would have had any kind of ground to stand on after something like Freddy versus Jason? I mean, because I remember the script, the fact that Michael, the box and how Leviathan ties in, and do you think it would have worked? I guess is the question. Or do you think it would have just been too out there, too corny? It just wouldn't have worked.
So I'm of 2 minds on that. I got to answer that question 2 ways.
Okay.
As a fanboy, as just a 10-year-old fan, the kid inside me, I want to see that movie. I want to see any version of that. And the version in the book that I like the best, I think, is the one where it opens with a survivors group of horror movie survivors. Right. You've got Kirsty from Hellraiser. You've got Jamie Lloyd. You've even got like Reggie from Phantasm in there. Like all these survivors. And the whole trope there is, or the idea there is that Pinhead is angry at Michael for killing Kirsty. I let's go. Let's watch that movie right now.
Yep, let's do it.
On the other hand, I think Mustafa Akkad was very wise not to cross-pollinate the franchises because, you know what? It was plain to see even then the sharp downward trajectory that Hellraiser was on into direct-to-video hell.
Yeah.
And Halloween is top shelf. Halloween has remained a top shelf franchise. And so to do so is only going to bring Halloween down.
That's true. Yeah, that's 100% accurate. Yeah.
And they may have saved. I mean, and honestly, like in your book itself, there was a couple of those movies that were going to happen that were originally meant to be, especially when they were with Dimension, that were meant to be direct to DVD. And for all the fucking crazy things that people talk about the Halloween timeline and people shit on it or whatever because it's all over the place, it never went direct to video. It never did. Had it, would it have recovered? I don't know.
Well, yeah, and what I was going to say also is if Michael Myers, if you finally got to a point, which there's nothing wrong with, Freddy versus Jason. I'm everybody had a good time with it, but at the same time, when I feel like Michael Myers versus, when that starts happening, I feel like that's like them saying, oh, raising the white flag. Like, we got to do something here. We got to get these characters together in a film and make something happen. I feel like Freddy versus Jason, when it came out, like it was always like, people wanted that to happen. Jason Goes to Hell, the Freddy glove coming down, pulling the mask down. They'd already been setting it up for years. But I mean, that's different for those characters versus like Michael. I feel like if Michael had faced off against Pinhead, and I feel the exact same way as you. As a fan, you would love to see it because it's going to be crazy. But as like a fan of the series of Halloween, I feel like it's too dirty. Like it's like you're getting yourself down in with the, like, it's like, hey, that skank was really fun to dance with at the nightclub, but I can't go home with her. Like Pinhead going straight to DVD. It's like I can't be going with her. So I kind of get what you're saying, but yeah, man, it's weird. But with that script is actually pretty good. If you're gonna bring Michael into the Hellraiser universe or vice versa, that's a pretty good way to do it.
Oh, and yeah, and then eventually, of course, it has to go down to hell, which it does, and they like don't they turn Michael into like a Cenobite kind of thing?
Yeah, that was another thing. And then he had found there was something else, like when he was a little boy, he had found the box. Buried in the wall, and that therefore had released the evil demon spirit. So he had been like I don't know. I was like, hey man, if you got to do cross pollination like you mentioned, it's not a bad way to go.
Yeah.
So I've got like a devil on my shoulder and an angel, and I'm like, one voice is going, "That is the coolest thing ever."
Yeah.
That is absolute shite.
Yeah. They will fuck it up somehow, and if they do, we're fucked. We're all fucked.
Thank God I'm not in charge of this franchise. Also, when you do it after Freddy versus Jason, whether it's the most artistically, awesome thing ever, if you do it after Freddy versus Jason, you're following. You're a follower, you're not a leader, and for the most part, Halloween's a leader. I mean, Halloween 2 tried to chase some of the gore. Mm-hmm. But Halloween's not a copycat franchise.
That's 100% accurate.
Great point, man. And I think the thread through all of these is always the Akkads. I think the difference between them and where a lot of other franchises get lost, especially when you look at Friday the 13th and the court stuff and things like that, is that the Akkads always really cared. They may not have always made the best decisions. There's all the problems with the Weinsteins and stuff like that, but they've always cared deeply about the character. It's a family thing, and I think that's always mattered a lot. But when you go back through all of these threads, and we talked about, I think we're all a little bit confident right now, like you said, in kills and ends in this trilogy that we've got. But Jay and I have talked before on here about like what next, what comes next, what comes after. Some people say let it lay dormant for 20 years, which I think is fucking crazy. I don't want that at all.
No way.
I don't care if it sucks. Give it to me so I can at least look forward to it and then be disappointed because I guess that's why the fans sit in the seats. But at the same time, what do you, if you could have your druthers, what would be next for Halloween after Halloween ends?
I'll tell you because they'll never do it.
Ooh.
I'd love to see an anthology movie where like a bunch of kids get together around a campfire in Haddonfield and, hey, let me tell you a story about the boogeyman. And we get a 15 to 20 minute short film with Halloween 4 Michael Myers. And then the next kid goes, no. That's not what I heard. Here's how I heard it happen. And we get a story with Halloween Rob Zombie Michael Myers. And that's 15 to 20 minutes. And then the next campfire kid goes, no. Here's what really happened. It was this evil toy maker, and he was nowhere near here. And he had these masks with chips in them. And eventually you get to the end, and all the kids have told their version of the legend, and Michael shows up to the campfire and scares the kids away.
Dude, I love it.
I've never heard that.
That is such
the most original idea I think I've heard.
Hire this man, give this man some money. Holy shit, dude, that's great, man. That's like an adult version of Are You Scared of the Dark? Like, submit it for your approval of the Midnight Society. I call this Michael Meyer multi-dimension. I fucking love it, dude. Like, that is so bad. Like, it's like the legend of the Batman. There's a couple of graphic novels where there's like these different versions of Batman that people will remember or they talk about. It's kind of like that. That's amazing, dude. That's cool as shit.
And it could
work. Well, it's a little bit like Steph Hutchinson's multiverse idea. But the reason I like it is because, like Steph Hutchinson's reboot trilogy, it's the same idea of it validates all of the timelines a little bit, you know, because there's fans in Halloween 4 and 5 and 6 that feel a little slighted that their movies no longer count. If you couldn't tell, I'm a big H2O fan. And I'm like, great, my favorite sequel no longer counts. And so it could bring them all under the same umbrella, kind of.
Right. And a great platform, you know, would be like a streaming service, like, you know, whatever, HBO, or would you rather release that as an actual, like a cinema kind of film or something? How do you think it would be best, like, digested? Do you think it would be something that would be really good on something like a streaming service, or like in cinema?
I'm a big proponent of, I mean, I love streaming. I do all the streaming services, but I'd love to see it on the big screen, because anthology movies back in the day, you know, you had the original Tales from the Crypt, you know, I mean, Creep Show. There's just so many great anthology horror movies that we don't really try for that anymore. I mean, kind of like, you know, Trick or Treat in some movies, but it's not a real prevalent storytelling, you know, form anymore.
Right.
In horror movies.
I gotta say, man, I think, and the only problem I would have with that idea would be that, like, when you're watching it, you'd be like, instead of, because I mean, and they're never gonna happen. I mean, I could sit here and hope till the day I die that they will make a follow-up to Halloween 6, and it's just not gonna happen. Okay, it's like it's almost impossible, 0.2% chance, but that gives it a little slither of hope, because if you do that movie and it's a big deal and it does well box office wise, then what have you done? You've introduced all these timelines to today's audience. They're talking about the movie. They know what's going on with it because it ties back into this newer movie. And if one of them's more popular than the other, like say the kid with the story about Halloween 6 was really popular and it was a really cool one and people enjoyed that. Next thing you know, they greenlight the follow-up to H6 and it actually happens. Or if it's the follow-up to H4 or the follow-up to H3, it's like, let's throw this bomb in there, see what sticks, and then whatever comes out most popular, that's where we're going to pick up the franchise from. That would be fucking beautiful. That's not a question. I'm just excited right now.
You know, okay, on the topic of Halloween 6, I was just looking at myself in this Zoom here because I never do Zoom, and this is weird to me.
It's
this
strange.
This Halloween 6 poster is for the producer's cut screening that happened in 2017 when they found it, and they did the first big screening in a theater. I love this to death because if you look at it, Loomis is on that poster.
Oh,
Dr.
shit, he
Wynn is on that poster. Tommy Doyle is on that poster. I mean, like you never get. Why isn't Loomis on more posters?
I don't know, man.
It always goes back to Laurie, but to me, Loomis was always more interesting. I mean, that's just a me thing, and obviously he's not around anymore, so they can't do Halloween 2018 with him, but I agree with you. And I love that older Loomis in H6 too, the not dead, just very much retired. There was some great shit in that movie that just gets overlooked.
Yeah, I always wondered if it was I'm sorry, go ahead.
I'm sorry. What frustrates me about Halloween 6, because I do like Halloween 6 a lot, and everyone knows it's got problems, not all of which are the screenwriter's fault, but Loomis is so great in that, and yet he never gets a final confrontation with Michael.
Right.
Like it never happens.
I feel like they wasted a lot of opportunities with the late great Donald Pleasance, man. I mean, you got that guy. He's an amazing actor. He's amazing as Dr. Loomis. He's literally the Van Helsing to your Dracula, and you don't put him in more scenes. You don't, milk as much as you can in the days that you have that dude. That's insane. Yeah. But I mean, I don't know. I mean, as far as the posters though, I don't know if it was something like a, this is a corporate thing. I don't know if it was like they got to pay him extra money or some shit. They were like, I got to keep the extra dollars in my back pocket, and I don't want to pay money. I don't know how that works, but I would almost imagine, because studios are tight asses when it comes to something like that. They're like, yeah, man, I'm not gonna like spend any more money than I have to. So who knows, man? But I think that, yeah, you're absolutely right. Donald Pleasance having more scenes in Halloween 6 would have been fantastic, and I really think they missed the boat on that for sure. And
what I gathered a lot from your books and other scripts and things like that is that when Halloween reached that weird precipice in the mid-2000s, when the resurrections were happening, some of the people you talked to were like, I don't know, we just thought Loomis was boring, or we just thought Loomis wasn't hip enough or whatever. And every time I would read that, I'd sit there and go, holy fuck. And I think that's what happened. I mean, I think that's why he didn't ultimately get his great scenes that we could have seen at the end there.
You know what's crazy is Loomis was almost in Resurrection.
Oh, yeah.
Rick Rosenthal, who directed Halloween 2, he had seen the deleted scenes from the first Halloween, like when Loomis is going before the hospital board talking about why you've got to keep Michael locked up. And Rick Rosenthal was like, hey, let's put that in Resurrection somehow. And they couldn't find a place for it. That was something that I think Larry Brand told me this. So Larry Brand, the original screenwriter of Resurrection, I interviewed him and he passed away several months later. And I was like, well, shit. Like, I mean, like that sucks that, we lost, a human passed on, but also like, if you read his original screenplay for Resurrection, it's not as bad as the movie that came out. It's really not. And I feel for him, and he does feel did feel a certain like shame that the movie that came out had his name on it.
Right.
I felt bad for the guy.
Yeah, Halloween is such an interesting case, man, because it's such a powerful series, and there's so many fans that love it, and it always feels like the studio, for some reason, in a lot of the times, they just shit on it, and they throw something up as quick as they can, and they're like, hey man, let's make some money off this Halloween franchise and party all the way to the bank. I never got it. Like I never. Like why do you think that is though? Like if you had to just garner a guess, why do you think it's like they just think they can throw it away so easily? Like and again, I'm not taking nothing from Friday the 13th or anything like that, but a Friday the 13th sequel, it's pretty much like standard by the book kind of shit. It's fun. It's fun for sure, but it's not like, Michael Myers has got so many different levels and there's so many things you could play with in that universe. But it just feels like the studios are like, yeah, we can make a quick dollar with that and put together any old movie. Why do you think that is though? Like,
it's because Dimension / Miramax in the late 90s, early 2000s was like the worst version of like a studio system. They would just get all of these fantastic theatrical properties with huge potential and say, what's the least amount of investment we can put in them?
Right.
And to get a little something back. So you had franchises like From Dusk Till Dawn, Crow, The Prophecy, Children of the Corn, Hellraiser, Halloween. And they were constantly developing sequels that if at any point they could just say, boom, make it. There's our third quarter direct-to-video sales. And so they oftentimes would develop Halloween sequels they had no intention of making anytime soon, just so they could have that card in their pocket. Like they in the book we cover, they wanted direct-to-video sequels written for Halloween that could be filmed in Bulgaria, I think it was, or Romania. Yeah. And it was Malik Akkad that we can thank for putting his foot down and being like, no, like you can't even, like it's not even going to look like suburban America. You can't. Where are you going to get Halloween decorations from? Where are you going to get pumpkins? Like it's not the same thing. You can't just swap that out and shoot it over there. It's not going to work. And then dub all the actors. It's not going to work.
We need a damn documentary about that time with Dimension and the Weinsteins. I think that hey, there's your next book, dude. There's your next fucking book. Could you go through all of them? But no. Speaking of which, man, and we'll let you go real soon. I did want to ask you, what do you have coming up next? Is there something that you want to promote or talk about?
Nope.
Not yet.
The way I work is since I've started writing books, I really firmly believe in never talk about what you're doing because talk is cheap. Especially where fan-made things are concerned. These days, you get a teaser for a trailer of an announcement for something that never happens.
Right.
And so I'd hate to announce a release date for something and miss it. And so I tend to not like to talk about what I'm working on until, hey, it releases tomorrow. Until it's ready to come out. Well, I am working on things and I'm really excited about them. Bigger, cooler projects that hopefully you'll hear about soon. Maybe I can come back on and talk about it.
Oh man, for sure, man.
That's what I was going to say. Do let us know when you do. I totally understand where you're coming from, and we will absolutely put that out there and see if we can help you out with that, man. Well, instead of that, then let me ask you this: there's a lot of people who. What you've done here is really cool, man. And like you said, I know a lot. I'm sure there's certain people in your life that don't get it, don't understand it, same as what we do. But if you could give anybody any advice, if they want to do their own thing, they want to start writing their own book, maybe even do their own publishing company, like you've done with Harker Press. If you can give them any piece of advice, what would it be?
Just do it. I mean, you can accomplish so much if you just take it one day at a time. Work at it, make time for it every single day, even if it's just half an hour or an hour. With YouTube and the internet, you can learn to do anything. So, hey, I don't know how to page design, or I don't know how to market, or I don't know how to make a book trailer, or I don't know how to format this or whatever, make a cover. You can learn it. You can learn anything. You just got to put the time in. I mean, the only person stopping you for most things you want to do is you. And as someone who's, I mean, by this point, Taking Shape 2 was my 6th book. I've had some success with this. You can absolutely fail upwards. I'm still failing upwards, and people like it. So
that's great, man. That's amazing.
Just chase the dream.
I want that as a bumper sticker. Fail upwards, man. That should be. That's like a Forrest Gump shit. Like it's like, hey, it's like I fell upwards. He's like, yeah, dude. I'm gonna put that shit on a bumper sticker. I fucking love it. That's some good shit.
Hey, it's well fucking said, man. Too. That was a great.
Hell
answer.
yeah.
That was an amazing answer. Hey, everybody, Dustin McNeil. I'm the only one clapping. Everyone,
I was getting to it. Jesus Christ,
clapping.
I was taking a sip.
Thank you guys for having me.
Hey, man, thank you so much.
Thanks for joining us, buddy. I hope you have a great night, man. Anytime.
You too. Good night.
See you,
man. Let's see. Guys, we will let's see. My screen's frozen. My screen is frozen. There it goes. Okay. I unfroze my screen.
Don't be rude to the guests while they're trying to figure out how to leave the Zoom.
I was trying to I fumbled my buttons, Jay.
No, I know. It's one of the weirdest thing ever. Like it's such a weird thing. You guys don't know because you're not on this side, but when you're trying to say goodbye to a guest and like you say, hey, goodbye, you know, have a good night, and then you're like, it's not like a network. It's not like NBC is behind us. Like immediately to cut it off.
Yeah, I always said we need like a producer to like do that shit for me because I'm always like I'm mid conversation with someone and I go, oh fuck, I gotta click buttons.
But hey, man, what a nice dude. I didn't, you know. But you know what? It's great. I didn't ask all the questions I wanted to because he's gonna come back.
Yes,
and I feel like that's the best part.
Lots of stuff to delve into.
And that dude was on point. That dude had some great advice. He had some great motivational speeches going forward. And you know, I just liked his vibe. I just liked his vibe a lot.
You know who he reminds me of? He reminds me of Blake. Did you get that? Our old buddy Blake totally reminded me of him, man.
He did kind of
in an awesome way.
Dude. Yeah, Blake was like that. When I said that stupid ass joke right at the beginning, he was like, "Yeah, that was terrible." I was like, "Well." I mean, I'm not gonna buy you a drink at karaoke tonight, but I mean that's fine. I mean, you're gonna change your tune when we're outside smoking, and you're like, "Hey, man, can you get me on the next?" Actually, Blake always had money, so it really wasn't that. But I'd be like, "Well, you wish that I would buy you a drink." But anyway, yeah, he was a cool guy, man. Like he was a good guy. And by the way, for anybody out there that has been hesitant to purchase Taking Shape or Taking Shape Part 2 on Amazon,
we're gonna link it up.
Sure, man. Get it. It's not that expensive. It's not like they're asking for $25 or $35 or anything for a hardcover edition. It's a paperback. I think you can get a Kindle edition for like $5 or $4. It's worth the read. I was gonna tell him, dude, like that's our hot sheets. Like in Men in Black when they call it the hot sheets. that's our hot sheets, man. That's our Bible. As far as Halloween shit is concerned, we like to go back to that. Like, we'll tap that well a little bit and be like, hey man, what can we talk about tonight? Yeah. But yeah, man, what a great guy. He deserves your patronage.
Yes, he was nice enough a couple months ago to hit us up with a couple of signed coffees. Signed coffees. Can you?
He gave us coffee bags.
He hit us up with a couple of signed copies of his book that we gave away to you guys. I'm gonna put a link as soon as we get done with tonight's stream. I'm gonna put a link to where you guys can buy the book, Taking Shape 2, the Phantasm book he was talking about, Slash of the Titans. They're fantastic. And again,
I gotta get that Slash of the Titans though. I'll be honest, I haven't.
Someone sent it to us and I've read it, so I'll just give it to you. There you go.
I'll buy my own
Bing,
copy.
Bang, boom. It was sent to you, Jay. It is your copy, you slut.
Is that mine?
They sent it to us, you fucking piece of butthole.
Well, I didn't know we were sharing.
We're sharing everything, except for our women.
That's true. We don't want to do that. We're not in the fucking, like, what was that goddamn Wrong Turn new one? Mike Pete Nelson. We're not sharing women's. No, but yeah, here's the thing. I just want to say, like, what a really sweet guy. And again, if you guys would just go out there and get at least like Slash of the Titans. I mean, that's like one of his first books. Like, get that one.
Yeah, we'll put a link to where you can get all that stuff. Going through the last super chats here, Gypsy Wars said, "What's your next Saturday night movie night?" You know, we just there wasn't a lot of views on the Saturday night movie night commentaries, but we do have something in plan for that. That will be coming up soon. We're gonna do something cool with the commentaries. Shut up. Soon. I said soon, Dad. God.
Well, then go.
Shit.
Go.
Leave me
then
alone.
Go.
I'm gone then.
Well, then go.
I'm gone. Nightbound 92 says, also, I remember you guys talking about Scott Pilgrim before. Have you read the books? And overall, what do you think of Scott Pilgrim in general? I've not read the books. I didn't even know there was books, but I enjoyed the movie. I thought it was fun.
I think there was comic books. I didn't read them. The movie was good. I like him a lot. And that was the only time I will ever say that Michael Cera kind of was a badass.
Hey, except for when that girl was drinking that Capri Sun out of his butt and into the world. You remember that?
That was some good one. Yeah, that was a good moment. Or I always do for some reason when I think of Michael Cera, there's two scenes that pop up. When he was talking to that chick in Superbad, he's like, "All right, goodbye," and he's like walking down the same hallway, and he has to walk faster than her. And then when in Juno, when she was like, "Hey, why don't you date this girl?" And he's like, "No, she smells like soup." He said she smells like soup.
he did have his moments, dude.
And I knew that instantly. I was like, yeah, I've known people that just smell like fucking soup. Like it's not even like it's not like ravioli, it's just soup.
It's just soup, man. World of Devon, thanks, buddy. Says, hey, Mike, are we getting both Scream 5 and Halloween Kills this year? No. Scream 5 comes out January of 2022.
I like how you act like Mike, like he's in the goddamn fucking industry right there. He's like, yeah, well, like I was planning on releasing Scream 5, but I don't know.
Hey,
the market being the market.
It's just like I was telling you, man. We'll do a video. Someone like, man, this is a great video. Jay
Jesus
had some really
Christ,
good
you
points.
act like Mike's got 2 8-balls for his nipples and he could just look down. Most likely.
Jake and I both be like, it's raining outside, and someone will be like, damn, Jay's on point. What the
It's crazy. I was like, I didn't want to reveal it. Mike's been in the industry for 30 years.
We're just fucking with you guys. I mean, so Scream 5's January, right? And Halloween Kills, no fucking doubt. Mark it down. That shit's coming out in October. I think we're past, like, the movie's not coming out now. I think
it comes out in June 2023, motherfucker.
It's my butt, Stan. But yeah, no, I think both those release dates are safe, unless they move Scream for fun, but not because of COVID.
I thought I had this weird feeling that
you okay?
They're not gonna do it. No, yeah,
that's okay.
Like that,
I am
that
too.
loving the cock since 1977, but no, that they might move back and not like move away, but like actually up the release date for Halloween Kills, because things are kind of getting a little bit better. Things are kind of going a little bit, maybe instead of like late September. I mean, I know that they would want it to be in October, but
I wish.
But maybe.
Hey.
Dude, what if they do an early screening? What if they do a 2-day early screening for Halloween Kills, right? In like September, like late September. That would be fucking cool.
I'd love to live in that world. Grow up, Count Chocula.
Well, I can't because I like Count Chocula.
I can't remember I can't remember the quote. I was trying to think of the quote from Wedding Crashers.
I know what you're talking about, but I can't remember. I can't remember all of it. Yeah, I know. He's like, yeah, I know. He's like, well, maybe I won't sleep over with him because his fucking mom didn't die, or his wife, or his girlfriend, whatever that line was.
I like to be a syrup conglomerate from Vermont. I don't know. Anyways, this was fun, guys. That was an awesome guest. We had fun times with you tonight. I want to say one more time. What I wanted to say was,
Jesus Christ, that was nasty and weird.
I've been doing that Saul voice for 2 straight goddamn days for years. No, Friday.
Yeah, but you were like,
I know. I want to get naked and jump off of a fucking forest tree into a chalupa.
You saw like that dude that's like, yeah, I'd fuck me hard.
Fuck me. Would you fuck me? I'd fuck me. Anyway, the stream Friday is going to be at 2 p.m. Eastern. We're having an early stream Friday.
It's going to be crazy.
Yeah.
It's going to be afternoon.
We're going to review Spiral and Army of the Dead. So come.
We're going to review Spider-Man.
Spider-Man 4.
Yeah. It's going to be great. Bring your web shooters.
Fucking come.
Bye.
CUM. Come to the show.
Come on my Spiral.
Woo. Thank you guys for hanging out with us tonight. We fucking love you. We're going to pee, and then we're going to kill hookers. Mm-hmm. It's what we do after streams.
I don't know if we should fucking say that on YouTube. We just admitted a crime.
I'm head to toe legit. Mm-hmm. I don't know. I was going to...
It is what it is.
I'm going to feed him to Thor.
Yeah,
Prove it.
Cannibalism for dogs too.
If Tiger Lady can get away with it, Tiger King Lady.
Are we still live?
Yeah. I don't know
Shit.
why.
I don't either.
Shit.
Is there an in button to go?
Fart. Poop. He's like, hey, earmuffs. He's just telling earmuffs. You can say shit, piss, fuck, cunt. He's like, all right, don't make a fucking show of it, okay?
Yeah, I love that. That's how when I went around Mike or Cody, my brother's kids, he was like, I don't know what you gotta say. I don't know what you gotta say. You can just be like, hey man, wait, and I'll be like, shit, fuck, cut, bitch. He's like, yeah. You don't need to make it a spectacle.
Thank you guys for hanging out tonight. We will see you guys on Friday, but don't forget tomorrow, Jigsaw versus Michael Myers skit will be up on YouTube in your butts. Get ready. It's a great time.